At some point, something shifts. He doesn't argue, he doesn't complain, he doesn't even confront you. He simply stops taking you seriously. And most women never notice the exact moment it happens because it doesn't explode, it fades. Respect rarely disappears loudly. It erodes quietly through patterns, and almost always it begins with emotional positioning, not beauty, not effort, not how much you give, positioning. There is a subtle line between emotional expression and emotional negotiation. And when that line is crossed repeatedly, the dynamic changes. Here is when it starts. First, when you over-explain your emotions, when every feeling needs justification, when every reaction becomes a paragraph, when silence feels uncomfortable, so you rush to fill it. The more you explain yourself, the more you unconsciously signal doubt. Calm authority speaks once. Over-explaining seeks reassurance, and reassurance shifts power. Second, when reassurance becomes a pattern. Are we okay? Did I upset you? Do you still feel the same? Occasional vulnerability is human. Repeated reassurance seeking becomes positioning. It subtly communicates, I need confirmation to feel secure. And once your security depends on him, respect begins to tilt. Because respect grows towards stability, not dependency. Third, when emotional reactions become predictable, if every frustration triggers intensity, if every small mistake becomes a discussion, if mood shifts dictate the atmosphere, he learns where your buttons are, and predictability removes mystery. Emotional discipline is not suppression. It is control, and control commands weight. Fourth, when you begin proving your value instead of embodying it, listing sacrifices, reminding him of what you do, arguing for appreciation, value that must be defended loses perceived strength. Presence that must be explained loses impact. High-value positioning is quiet. It does not chase recognition. It assumes it. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Men rarely announce when respect decreases. They don't schedule a meeting. They adjust behavior. Tone changes. Energy shifts. Playfulness reduces. And suddenly, something feels different. But the shift didn't happen overnight. It happened in moments. Moments of overcorrection. Moments of emotional negotiation. Moments where composure was replaced by urgency. Respect does not disappear because you feel emotions. It disappears when emotion replaces grounded positioning. And grounded positioning is a skill, not a personality trait. Now here is what most women want to know. If the respect has already shifted, what do? You don't panic. You don't confront. You don't demand seriousness. You reposition. Silence where there was over-explaining. Stability where there was urgency. Observation where there was reaction. You don't argue for value. You return to embodying it. Because seriousness is not negotiated. It is observed. And here's the part that requires emotional maturity. You cannot control whether he returns to that space of respect, but you can absolutely control whether you remain in a position that deserves it. When emotional control returns, dynamics recalibrate, not because you force them, but because energy stabilizes. Sometimes that shift draws him back into alignment. Sometimes it reveals he was never aligned to begin with. Either way, you gain clarity, and clarity is power. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more insights on feminine psychology and status dynamics. And if you haven't watched the previous video on why high-status women don't over-explain themselves, start there, because that is often where the shift begins.